Cool?
Yeah, we're cool now.
Okay, then hey guys, welcome to the Real Deal podcast. I'm Cooper.
I'm Christian.
And welcome to episode 4. We're talking about robots.
Big robots.
Big robots, so not small robots?
Some small robots, yeah.
So the robots from Robots count and Chappie count.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well then Ex Machina girl.
Yeah.
She's more AI.
She's more baddie. She's more human. I'm just kidding. I don't like robots like that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Ford.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. It's robots. So well, fun thing about this episode though is Christian's actually gonna be the bookworm today.
Yeah, so it's gonna be awful, is what Cooper told me. He said, "You're so bad at doing this." He said, "You're so bad."
I did.
He said, "You're so grody." He said.
Also, if you guys like the audio, we did just get some new equipment, and I think it's really cool. We'll put a link to the type of mic if you want to check it out or something. But it's super cool. Oh, hold on,
It is
guys.
super cool.
Sorry, we got a special guest.
Special guest, the Dawn.
The Don. It's the Don D, bro.
I don't know if they'll be able to hear you, Dawn.
How you doing, Don? Make your name known. Bring it over, Don. So, almost sorry, Don. So, Don, speak to the mic. So, this is Don D.
Make a podcast without me, Toby, Vinny.
We're so sorry, Don. We swear.
We sorry, the Dawn.
We swears. We're gonna get you on the podcast.
On your mom. Count my days.
We got 20.
Get him.
We got 6 days before the Don gets us.
6 days.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm really excited, Christian. I do want to kind of lay back and let you be in charge of all this stuff more.
That's not what you were saying earlier.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
You were like, this is bad.
Not gonna be good.
Yeah, so today I'm going to be coordinating the episode. I'm hoping it comes together because it was kind of quickly put together whenever I did it.
We were literally watching a movie before this.
We were watching
The
Iron Giant, which that'll be actually the last 30 of our episode today.
Okay, so after the game and stuff.
So I have it put up together where it's like human-sized robots to a little bit bigger to cop robots to giant robots. So that's kind of how the episode's going to be up today.
Do you want to do maybe 2 ad break game 2?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
So the first movie I'd like to start off with is Astro Boy.
So I have seen this movie. It's really fun. If you haven't seen it, it kind of is generational. I feel like it's gotten lost to time.
I definitely feel that way as well, yeah.
I remember seeing it in theaters. I think I had the DVD. I had the McDonald's toy. And then that was about it. I didn't really hear about it.
So here's a synopsis for the movie if you haven't seen it already. I guess. I don't know what to tell you. So the synopsis for the movie is Astro Boy is a regular kid and his dad is a scientist. Yay, he builds robotics. But
he basically
I guess he's an engineer, isn't he? No, because he's doing theoretical
he's a robotness.
stuff.
Scientist robotanist. So he basically
he's Dr. Robotnik.
His son gets in an accident, so he has to give him these robot parts to make him basically like a superhero robot
like
kid.
a superhuman, yeah, but his son dies just at the beginning of the movie, dies.
I was not going to spoil it.
Oh, well, I already told him. Spoiler warning.
You did not say spoiler warning.
Well, I said if you haven't seen it yet,
Okay, fine. Well, yeah, so the son the son dies, yeah.
The son dies, and the dad recreates a robot in his image and uses his DNA to give him every single memory that the boy had.
And so he doesn't know until the end, close.
Yeah, the robot doesn't know. Yeah. So Astro Boy doesn't know he's a robot until he knows he's a robot.
He finds out pretty his dad.
He finds out pretty
him.
early that he can start talking to things, but he doesn't know that he's like a full-on robot.
He doesn't know that he's not himself.
Yeah. He thought he just had augments and stuff that his dad had to use to fix him.
Rip.
But he has the blue energy cell, and it is like a perfect, clean running energy, but it does. Oh, I guess it's not perfect because it does make the red energy.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, the villain for this movie sucked. He was so annoying.
I can't remember the villain.
The villain was like, yeah, I see that you guys have this perfectly blue energy source that is totally fine. It runs completely clean. It's going to last forever on our robots. But this red one It looks way scarier. Let's put that in the murderous robot.
All I can remember are like the guard guys having pretty cool helmets, and that's about. And then like the big, and then the evil robots that like were trying to take it from him.
Do you remember Bob?
No,
I think that was with the big robot, the big construction bot, the yellow robot.
I can't.
They fixed him up and then made him fight, and then they made Astro Boy fight.
Like I said,
It's a generational gap here.
I've seen it, but I've only seen it like maybe 2 times.
I've seen the movie a bunch, so
I'm very happy for you to kind of basically just kind of bringing back a memory to me.
Yeah, so Astro Boy finds out he's a robot, kind of. He realizes he can talk to robots, and then he learns he can fly because he's running from these Fed guys, and he falls to the wasteland, which is like where the city dumps all of its trash. That was loud. I don't know if you could pick that up. I heard a bark.
Bark, bark.
But after he falls into the slums, he gets picked up by there's both a group of robots that are trying to save him, and there's a group of humans that are trying to like indoctrinate. Yeah. And he gets kind of put between these two storylines, and then he picks kind of the humans more, and he's kind of like a love interest, which is a girl whose family discarded her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm doing all this off of memory, so I hope I'm getting everything right.
It's just absolutely wrong.
Yeah, and then there's a dude down here who does robotic stuff too.
I remember that guy.
And he's actually evil, because he hates robots apparently, because they like replaced him. I'm pretty sure his dad or something with the dude, but he makes him fight in the arena that is for robots only, and it makes him fight his new friend that he brought back to life, which is a construction bot, which I'm pretty sure they call Bob. Big yellow construction bot. He's got a
like I said, you know more than I have. I just remember.
So he uses his spark to fix him and bring him back to life with energy.
I kind of stole that from Transformers, but it's okay.
Yeah, and then Transformers, and then he fixes him up, and we're good to go. We've got our bot, and then whenever he has to fight him, he has to like find a way to neutralize most of the robots without killing them. I think he just kills a bunch of them though. And then they have that, end struggle with the villain in him, where the villain's trying to still get that power core from him.
Yeah,
it's a whole mess where the villain ends up getting absorbed into the robot, which has absorption powers. The evil robot that they made has absorption powers. It absorbs the dude, and then he fights Astro Boy, and Astro Boy wins. That's kind of the synopsis for the movie.
It was cool though.
Yeah, it's a movie you should go watch for sure.
Yeah, go. I mean, I don't know if it's on any. I think it might be on. It's on some streaming service.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on something. It's gotta be.
But I feel like people just don't care to look it up. So.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is. Because I mean, because there's so many movies that I've like looked back at that now I just research that is like crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's for sure. I just feel like it's been lost to the sands of time, I guess.
There's a lot of movies like that.
Yeah, a lot of them that slip through the like fingers of time.
They just weren't as good as like you thought.
Yeah, I mean, Astro Boy holds up.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like maybe it just didn't get enough money or something.
Yeah, or another movie that was bigger than it came out before it. Anything could have happened.
It just kind of left us. Yeah.
But that's kind of like one of those movies that I just wanted to see if you knew anything about it or if we could talk about it.
I remember I literally probably can only remember I remember the beginning and like there's like that other robot that gets the kid killed, but like it doesn't look like that at first. It's just like, oh, he's alive in the robot form.
No, the kid dies.
Oh no, I know that.
Yeah, he gets evaporated.
At this moment, he thinks he's just like had to get fixed up a bit.
Yeah,
and then he gets slung out into a junkyard. He finds these people who are trying to look for him in the blue core. I can kind of remember the villain a bit. I don't remember the junk guy at all. I'm so sorry. And then
he's the dude. He kind of looks like
I wouldn't tell you. I literally cannot visualize it in my head.
I'll just pull him up. You go ahead and keep talking.
But I remember that. I remember the greatest line of cinematic history. Like, I got guns in my butt.
Because
that was in the trailer. And then I remember him. He was actually kind of a beast with like actually being like a weapon. I remember his shoes. I remember what he looks like. He looks very generic, slick hair. Like, kind of looks like Mega Man, but like. Is that his name? The little blue guy?
Yeah, that's Mega Man.
He's like Mega Man, but like more like skin, like colored, like kid, like regular normal kid looking thing, but like with that aspect, like of the
he looks like the dude from Addams Family from the new movie.
That's Bob.
No, that's the bad guy.
I don't remember him at all. I thought he
He's
was, like,
from
some-
the slums. He's the dude who takes him under control and
thought
is
he was
like, he's just a robot.
I just thought he was some old guy. I must be stupid. I'm looking up Astro Boy Bob.
Yeah. Oh well, I looked up the same.
You can show me. I'm probably slower.
No, they called him Bog. I think is what they called him,
Bog.
or Gog or something.
You're lying to me. Oh, Zog.
Zog. That's what it was. His name is Zog.
Yeah, I still don't. I mean, I see a picture of him. He's a big round.
You remember this dude?
No.
What? Zog was like half the movie.
I know. I don't know why I don't understand.
Zog saves Astro Boy because Astro Boy loses his power cell, and then Zog gives him back the power he gave him. All the energy.
It's weird that I don't remember this movie, but I'll probably understand it a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just super weird.
Oh, I didn't know it was based off of a Japanese television show.
Yeah, and it also has a game.
Yeah, I see that. I'm looking at like the movie. Ooh, kind of doesn't look as good. It got a 50 from both critics and people for Rotten Tomatoes. I know Rotten Tomatoes isn't as like authentic, but like, oh my gosh, now it's showing up all the ones that like you think are gone, like Planet 51, Space Chimps, Mars Needs Mom.
Man, Space Chimps is good.
I forgot about that movie. Yeah, that is good.
Okay, so that's a good segue. Actually, talking about space. I just almost hit the mic on my face.
There's a space robot.
Wally,
yeah. Okay.
crossover episode.
I can very well tell you about Wally. That one I've watched. This is my childhood. I've watched it tons of times.
If you haven't seen Wally, we're going to spoil it.
Yes,
Please go watch it.
This whole discussion is basically going to be like a spoiler talk.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
every podcast that we do is going to be a spoiler talk, really.
Yeah, we don't, not like we won't care about your consideration, but it's like you can come back anytime to listen to these podcasts.
Oh, yeah, for
we
sure.
Just want you to, if you want to see the movies, like if you've already seen the movies, then it's giving you guys something to look forward to or to like kind of just, I guess, like people like us, we want to discuss movies.
Yeah, we're just discussing them and talking about like why they're good and also just kind of synopsis and breakdowns and stuff you should be aware of and you should watch.
Yeah, so if you watch it, we would prefer if you guys watch it because I mean, getting told about a movie, I could skip some movies and just like learn about them, but I would also like to watch a movie and then discuss it with my friends. Like that's
So when it comes down to Wall-E, right? Wall-E is a dystopian human society.
Like they left Earth, yeah.
Yeah, they left Earth and they leave these robots to clean up all the pollution, and that's our Wall-E is the like I guess it's not explained if he's the last of them, but
he's probably the last working one. Like I feel like a lot of them,
it's
like,
implied,
their
right?
Battery power cell, they probably ran out, and because he's such an older model, he probably because he always has to like change out stuff too, because he's always like. He goes back to his big house thing and like the big old like chunk, like truck or whatever. He boosts himself out. He comes in. He's got his little like roach friend, and then he's like
little roach guy.
He's collecting all these like old toys that aren't even like about like the year. I don't know when society fell. It felt like it was probably like in the 70s, 60s, 70s. That's the era I thought it would be like.
It was like black and white TVs and stuff, right?
I feel like it was like when it was around the time that they modernized like. When they first sent out a spaceship, like when the first rocket went out, like so, like in the 60s, 70s. But yeah, I mean, Wall-E's such a cool movie. I mean, it's so because you first see Earth and you're like, Earth is nasty, it's gross,
yucky, gross.
And you meet this like cute little robot box guy whose only thing, and he has like he's sentient, but he's like has a purpose. He's like, all I know is to do boxes, so I do boxes, and he makes them, and then he's got wonder though of these little trinkets, and it's super cute, I think. And
I like seeing him watch TV and stuff and like romanticize having somebody.
So that's why it leads to probably Eve that she's got like that he wants a female. So when she shows up and she's like a security thing, basically.
Yeah, she's like she's a like retrieval drone, so she's like prepared to kill anything that she has to.
Yeah, and then she finds him and she's like, "Oh, you're just a lower life form." Blah 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 blah. And then he starts to show her.
Yeah, beep bop beep bop beep boop boop.
And I think the cool thing about Wall-E, like both for the robots and for humans, he shows them that there's more than just like your purpose or like there's more out there. There's kind of stuff that like you take for granted.
Yeah.
So like with Eve, she changes a bit and like likes Wall-E. With the other robots that are like defective, they find purpose in like helping a revolution, like with Wall-E.
Yeah, and we see we see humans as well, and they're grotesquely fat and they can't stand.
It's because they've been getting so reliant on like
machines.
technology, machines. Yeah. That's something I'm always afraid of. Is like I don't think it'll be like in my time, but like hundreds of years down the road, we are probably gonna be all machines doing everything, and we're just relaxing.
Relaxing
Wall-
outside the pool.
Wally's
with a
gonna
couple
call
of
it.
guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, that could be super fun, being in my armchair, getting whatever smoothie I want of the day. But
Made out of people, probably.
yeah, that I would just hate though, being like not able to do anything, not able to be like active.
We'd still have this podcast going. Trust me.
Nope, machines would take over.
So basically,
Mm-mm.
this episode is about Wally.
We are still the same Christian and Cooper. You just do not know.
Yeah, no, but I think with the Wally kind of the way it was presented, at least, Wally is a cautionary tale of what humans could become and what could end us.
I do like that the hero isn't a human though. It's just a robot of like the lowest life forms.
Yeah, it's a cleaner bot. I mean, one of my favorite robots actually in the show or in the movie is
The small one that has
yeah,
like
the small one with the little buffer wheel.
Yeah. Because he's
Cleaning
always
up after
behind
him.
Wally, and then he's I don't know if he's more like becomes his friend because he's just like, I've spent time with you, but it's
Yeah.
more like
I like that all the robots were sentient. I like that the ship's AI was sentient, and it was like,
Otto
we've
was
gotta
so evil.
He wasn't
Well,
evil.
I don't know if he was doing his job, and the fact that they were changing it, he was like, well, that's all I ever know. Like,
That's all I've got to do.
but still, him having like the weird like gyro voice, and then also like you captain, like it's-
Captain, you must die.
yeah. So it was like, yeah. So we know you're the villain, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely made him the villain, but he was just following programming.
Oh yeah. So I think that's also
Bad programming, to be
bad
fair.
programming, yeah. But it was cool to see like all these characters, and I don't know, something about like these older movies differentiate between different robots, because most of the time it is like they're looked down upon, or they're just small creations and people don't understand them, and then they become the main character even if you don't think that at first.
Would you give Wally human rights?
What do you mean, like as to be a civilization?
No, like would you give him rights as a person?
Well,
Is he like if he's sentient? Do we give him rights?
he's sentient, and he basically is one of the founders of New Earth when they come back.
That's fair, yeah.
I
I
think-
bet you that created a whole nother ecosystem
I'm not
of
saying
like
he's gonna be
robot
the-
and humans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be the president, because that's probably,
Detroit become human. That's what happened right afterwards.
that's awful. If you play Detroit Become Human,
It's a
then
good.
you know-
It's a good.
it's
movie.
a great game.
I almost said show.
You said movie.
Oh, it's a great game.
It's a
That's
great
what I
game,
meant.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think that's me. I mean, we're talking about media in general, but yeah, Detroit Become Human is also cool, but we're not necessarily game experts, so we can't really tell you the best.
Except for our new podcast, The Game Dudes. That's not real. We're not doing that.
The disc deal podcast. No, I think we shouldn't do that.
Controlling Boyfriends podcast.
I don't have a girlfriend.
You don't need to.
Oh,
You're my boyfriend.
gross.
I'm sorry, Miss Ford. I forgot that your mom listens to this.
She knows about jokes. She's fine.
Okay. So
She's
I
just like,
guess-
stop talking about me on the podcast. Talk about Christian's mom.
yeah, she started listening. Hopefully.
I think yeah, because she literally said today, like, send me the podcast. And you're
yeah,
like, I'll
yeah.
send
And
it
I
to you.
sent her the link.
So
yeah.
now your mom can kind of talk about what needs to be done for your side.
No, my mom loves me, and she'll love my side of the podcast.
She'll come back. You'll just be like, guys.
So basically, guys, I can't be on the podcast anymore.
we're replacing. Yeah, we're bringing in this other guy.
We're bringing in the Dawn.
the Don.
Oh, he's looking at me. All right, so
What's the next one?
Yeah, so it seems like we get enough time here to talk just about another like synopsis of our movie, and if we get into a deeper discussion, that's cool.
Cool.
But I was thinking maybe we could talk about robots.
I thought we were already talking about robots.
We are talking about robots, but the movie Robots.
Oh, okay. I was generally like, Christian, are we cutting the episode? No.
Is that?
So
That's it. That's all we're talking about.
the movie Robots, like the actual one was Rodney.
Yeah.
Rodney Cobb.
Robin Williams.
No, Rodney. What's his name? Rodney Godstopper. Copper Stopper. Come on, you can't be just doing this to me.
Cobblepot.
No, that's Harry Potter. That's
the
DC,
Penguin.
the Penguin.
Oh.
The I'm looking it up. I feel like a fool.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Robots with Rodney
Copperbottom. Copperbottom. That's what it is. Copperbottom. Right? Copperbottom?
Maybe. But yeah, it has a good cast though. Robin Williams, Mel Brooks, Jennifer Coolidge, Amanda, Halle
Robin
Berry,
Williams does
Chris
such
Wedge.
a good
Ewan
job.
McGregor plays Rodney. I didn't know that. Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi is Rodney.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is Rodney.
I have the high ground.
I have the high ground.
Rodney Copperbottom. Yep, you're right. Wants to work. So in a world of sentient robots, Rodney Copperbottom, who's a young inventor, because of the big guy, wants to work for Big World, who's Big World Industries.
Are you reading off the synopsis?
I am, but then he runs into obviously, the
There's a big
corporate, guys, and then like these scrap people. And that was kind of cool though. It was like
a scrap mom.
Scrap Mom, and then you got that song, Underground. But like, it's just cool because it's fun. The characters are goofy enough, but it's not like it's another one where it's like they are kind of like these underappreciated low bots that have like. No, and it's also cool to see that like he has no money. His dad is working as like a dishwasher.
Yeah,
bot.
he goes off on a adventure and he wants to create something.
He wants to be an inventor, but he also wants to kind of help his family or something. So it's like he goes to this big city. He's a lot different than, the small little town he comes from. And then he meets probably the wrong crowd, but also the right crowd.
Yeah, the right group of people to kind of pursue him.
Right.
Love Robin Williams in this movie. He did such a good job.
Fun. I like him. I like the character of Big World because he's just a big old, like, roly, like, robot.
Rattle big black bones in the danger zone. There's a rumbling groan. Down below, boom, boom, boom. There's a big dark town in a place I've found.
We're just gonna break out in song anytime there's like a
we
thing.
have to.
This is Underground, by the way. It's the song that they play when they're
I
like.
love it. It's such a good song.
When they're kind of like getting ready for war.
Yeah, it's the Chop Shops song. That's what all the robots jam out to while they're down there.
The scrap robots, yeah.
Bro, I would be down there
because isn't like Robin Williams' character like he gets sucked
he's
up.
scared he's gonna get scrapped. Yeah,
He's gonna get scrapped. He gets away, but then he's just seeing like them getting ready. And
and his legs fall off, and then he gets a lady legs. Yeah,
That's so funny, dude. That's one of my favorite Robin Williams.
Let's talk about my favorite character, maybe Aunt Fanny.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about the lady with the wheels. Like the skate legs.
The one chick, the one with the pigtails.
The one who worked for Big Well, yeah, that was like.
Oh no, not her.
You're thinking of Aunt Fanny. She was funny, and she could like hide them all in like her caboose. That was funny.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you mean, right?
No, I'm talking about Aunt Fanny, the one with the big butt.
Oh, Aunt Fanny. Okay.
Piper Pinwheels was also another female in the cast.
That was who I was thinking. Piper was the
Piper's the yellow one.
Piper was the other one. Halle Berry played Cappy. That was the other chick.
Mm-hmm. And then who played Chappie? No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, this Piper Pinwheeler, which was the yellow robot in Robots, was one of my first crushes from a movie when I was like a kid.
Piper, the one with the pigtails.
Yeah,
I could see that. She was very like spunky.
abrasive women.
She had springs in her legs. She was very abrasive.
Yeah. Oh, no wonder they made her look like that. But yeah, I think. Sorry, I just want to talk about Aunt Fanny and how she farts the entire movie.
I'm Aunt Fanny.
Aunt Fanny. Don't go next to her.
I like the end of the movie. I think my three favorite scenes. I was gonna talk about the budget, but I don't really care about that.
You're gonna talk about the.
I was gonna say
these are all animated.
I was gonna say it was successful though.
Oh yeah, it was super successful, right?
Yeah, it made like 3 times its budget. But I was saying like my favorite scenes from it that like, I think are always memorable are the domino scene where they meet Big World and it's like a small.
And he's surfing.
It's
on the
a small
dominoes.
domino and then it just turns into surfing.
Super cool.
The fight scene between the robots. And then the ending when they're like they're playing the little trumpet at the end.
Yeah, I love that. I would say the fight between the bad guys. I really like that. I just like that whole sequence was cool. So it went from like dominoes to that. The movie's stunning still. I think it's still a beautiful movie.
I really do also like. I like the jokes in it. And I also like I don't know. It's really.
I mean, you can't beat a movie that has Robin Williams in it. Though.
No, I also like that it gets a cameo from Britney Spears.
Yeah.
With the song "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
Yeah, hit me, baby, one more time.
Because like Robin Williams gets captured, and then he's just like.
Yeah.
The song breaks out, and he's just like dancing. That was funny.
Yeah, and I love that.
I also like that like when he comes back and I already forgot her name. The Poppy. She goes.
Probably Pinwheel.
Yeah. She goes. I have a sister, an ugly sister.
An ugly
And
sister.
he's like, hey.
Hey, come on. Yeah, I love Robin Williams in this role. It's really fun.
I think Robots actually might be the first robot movie I ever saw. Like
I'd
before
believe it.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
I think Wall-E came out after. No?
No, I don't.
Because Robots was 2005. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Wall-E came out. Well, I don't know. Wall-E might have
2008.
Come out. Yeah, 2008. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So Robots was the first one. Plus I had the DVD. So I'd watch
Yeah.
it like every single time I could watch it.
There's a big.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll kind of carry us into our next thing.
Which one?
I was going to talk about I Am Mother, which is on Netflix.
I have not seen it.
You've not seen it. We didn't get to watch it before the podcast
What,
today.
can you just tell me a little bit about it?
So test tube baby. No, it's not a test tube baby. A baby gets delivered to this robot's facility, and the robot raises the baby.
Yeah.
And it may have been a test tube baby. Like I said, I don't remember, but they did this really cool robot suit. And she goes like nuts. Like she's like, "You're not leaving. Da 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 da. I'm your mother." And they have a maternal bond, and the robot's sentient, so it has a maternal bond. And it was just a really cool take on it. If you haven't seen it yet, please go watch that. I don't want to like ruin it or anything. I'm not going to tell you the twist or anything.
So you're not going to spoil that movie, but you'll spoil everything else.
Well, this one's only been out since 2020, I believe.
So it's been.
So
2
it's
years.
relatively new.
Okay, that's fair. I think if it's like a newer movie, unless we give like a very vague, like a very
The three movies that we talked about before this had not even come out at 2010.
they're 10 plus years older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to watch something, go watch I Am Mother. Super dope. Super dope.
How many do you have left of these? Before I
Oh,
like.
so this is for the first 30 minutes, which we're actually just about to hit. Like I said, I just want to do some general synopsis, our general thoughts on them.
That's cool. I just didn't know like if there was anything we had to like cut between, but if we can keep going, I'm on the road. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So so this next 30 minutes here is going to be talking about like cop robots.
So are you gonna bring up like the big ones?
So we're going to talk about Chappie,
Yes.
RoboCop,
Yeah.
and Terminator.
So I do want to give some classification. Chappie isn't actually a cop robot. It's just a cop-centered movie with him being a crime bot.
No. Chappie.
No.
Those,
You're right.
those units are.
those are.
Yeah. Chappie units are.
Forgive me. Yeah, they're
They're police, yeah.
They're police-issued robots that take like
They've taken over the police force.
I guess we're starting with Chappie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we're talking about Chappie first.
it piques our interest. Yeah, but like it's these police. It's like what in New Zealand too. South Africa, because the guy Ninja is from South Africa.
Yeah, and the band not Suburban, that's a different artist.
It's not in America.
Die Antwood
Yeah.
is ninjas, and I don't remember her name. But they're like married.
I just call her mommy because he calls her mommy. Chappie does.
Cooper Ford.
Because he calls
Miss Ford.
He calls because I don't even remember like Ninja's like his name. He's called Ninja in the movie.
That's his actual name.
Yeah, he calls
That's
him.
his legal name.
It is, but he calls him Ninja, and then he calls him Daddy though, and then he calls the Leon the Maker. I remember everything about this movie. I also remember that Hugh Jackman's in the movie.
Hugh Jackman is in the movie.
He's got a mech suit.
Yeah,
Or a mech, not mech suit.
But I would say like
No, we're not talking about.
we're not going to talk about Real Steel yet.
Or ever. I mean, I like that movie, but I don't
No,
know.
it's on the giant robot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on the giant robots.
Average sized robots,
No, because it's bigger than human.
bigger than human robot
It's smaller
category.
than Chappie and the Terminator and RoboCop. So
It's
we're in like human level territory.
We're talking about street side.
Street side robots. Yeah.
I mean, they're technically on the streets too. Talking about cops. That's what I'm talking.
cops right now. Yeah.
So you can-
Chappie.
Yeah.
They kind of they run the entire. I think the world, right? The whole police for the entire world.
Yeah.
India's using them.
Pretty much the
South
world.
Africa was using them.
But
America.
it takes place in South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a really awesome like
It's fun.
movie. The music I like Diane Wood. After I watched the movie, I started listening to their music. Diane Wood's got some solid fun like club.
I think
super high octane.
I think for about
music.
like a couple of months after I watched Chappie for the first time, I rewatched Chappie and then I was like, wait, they're artists? I want to do this. So I literally got them like I started listening to their music. And it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but I still listened to it and I was like, this is some good stuff. So free plug. There you go. For the band.
They did not need us to do that for them.
No, they're gonna get like a bazillion
They're
more.
it's almost all English, I believe. English music. I don't think they have anything that's in different lyrics unless it's in Japanese, I think is what they do sometimes.
because they like that type of style.
Yeah, it's more like kawaii. It's like grungy kawaii kind of, I guess, is the best way to describe it.
It's cool though. I mean, like, so tell me more about the movie.
Yeah, so the movie takes place in a future.
Mhm.
I think it takes place in 2022.
So this year,
Yeah, I think so. Which we don't have
if
Chappie
Elon,
robots.
well, we have Elon Musk just came out
Yeah.
with that one robot.
Yeah.
So there's Chappie. There you go.
yeah, there you go. There's Chappie.
But we don't have that many crime filled, like, the
Mm-hmm.
world isn't super crime filled. I mean, listen, if there's Chappie robots in Memphis, I think that'd be pretty cool. But
They so yeah, the Chappie robots have kind of taken over the police force in its entirety, and this one Chappie unit gets abducted.
RPG'd.
Yeah, it gets RPG'd, and it's most of its coding's been erased, and it becomes sentient.
It becomes, yeah, because it gets destroyed. Leon, who's like the designer guy, he takes it back because it's basically scrap. He steals it from the place. That's why they get onto him.
He steals it from he steals the parts for him.
And he's trying to fix, like, because he doesn't want just AI. He wants, like, consciousness. So
Yeah.
He gives it to, he finds the program, puts it in the bot, and it's basically like a baby.
Yeah, it's like a baby, and then it gets stolen from him by Ninja
'Cause
and
The team.
the woman.
And America.
What is her name? I'm gonna find it.
Also, this guy called America. He's in it, too.
Yeah.
He's a psychic guy. He's cool gang of people. I mean, they're gangs, but, like, a awesome
Yeah,
trio.
and oh man, Yolanda. There we go. Okay, that's how you say her name.
Yolanda, the girl from
Yolanda,
the Alex
and then-
Wasabi videos.
Yeah.
And America. His name is America in the show.
Yes.
the movie.
Yeah. So
Ninja, Yolanda, and America.
I think that's how you say it. Well, Yolandi maybe.
We'll say
Either way.
Yolanda.
We'll say Yolanda.
They kidnapped Leon.
Yes. And he's like, I can make a robot for you. Da, 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 da. And they're like, okay.
And he does, and he just gives him
Because they were gonna
Chappie.
kill him. They were gonna kill him.
Yeah, and he was like, because they're like, give us this robot, and he's like, well, you have to teach it how to, like, understand things, and they're like, this guy is basically like a really tough robot. We'll just convince him that what we're doing is right. So they steal cars.
They start teaching it to like steal things and shoot at people and
and then they're like, we need, because they have to pay back this bigger gangster.
yeah.
I don't remember his name, but he had like dreads and was like kind of like had grills or something.
Yeah, they kill him.
'Cause at the end, yeah, because he's like, you're behind, pay me money, and that's why they also have to get the robot. So they get Chappie and they do this and they try to rob like
Yeah.
a van or a bank.
And then they end up getting attached to it like a kid.
Yeah, because it's like really kind. They're like, but then he's also like, but there's like the little thing too where it's like there is a way to put consciousness into it or something.
Yeah, yeah. So he becomes sentient, like fully sentient.
And then they don't want that though. The robot corporation just wants
Yeah.
it to be.
So they try to
robots.
kill him, and then do they end up killing Chappie in the movie? I don't remember.
No. So they try to one kill Chappie because
Yeah.
it's too much for them to handle, and then they also try to get rid of the maker because he's kind of gone rogue.
Yeah, and
Again,
he's
a
figured
good
out
one.
AI sentience.
But then also why they want him kind of gone is because I forgot his name, but Hugh Jackman's character is trying to sell them on these more expensive mechs that are like killing machines, missiles, Gatling guns, like honing targets, and he's like, so he's trying to also frame Leon or like
Hugh Jackman plays Vincent.
Vincent. He's like he gets to just do his normal voice. He gets to have the Australian accent.
Anderson Cooper's in it.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. Is she in it?
Yeah, she plays like she's kind of like sort of interested in Vincent's character.
Yep. Sigourney Weaver. Ninja Dion is played by Dev Patel. And it's got a pretty I was going to say an A-list cast. Probably an A and B.
BC.
Maybe B. Well, Hugh Jackman's in it.
Okay, so like ABC.
And Sigourney Weaver. So I would say that's AB.
AB. I'd say AB because the other guy who plays Leon, he's done a pretty good job in television shows right now. Maybe C, but whatever. I don't know how you really call like rankings of actors.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good movie. I think action-wise, character-wise, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would say that's probably
Street side. What
Street
about
side.
more
like actual cop,
like cop?
like RoboCop.
Because Chappie's like a villain cop, but he's like a cop.
Yeah, so basically, it's one of those things where, like RoboCop is.
Well, he's this cop. He was just a normal guy.
Yeah, he's just a normal guy.
And then he gets. Are we talking about just in general of like the whole show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Love you, baby.
Can I borrow your mouse?
My mouse? Yeah.
I'll be back.
Love
Bye,
you.
guys. See
Mine's not
See you later.
muted.
I know.
So we can just say that
I'm just gonna cut it out. It's at 34.
you don't gotta talk about it. We can just, it's your girlfriend. It's real life.
just leave it in.
Fiance. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, Christian
I'm
got
cutting this
engaged.
out. I'm cutting this out.
Boo. All right, go back to just talk about RoboCop. So RoboCop, Christian.
Yeah, RoboCop.
we
Sorry.
definitely didn't just
We had
cut
to
anything.
Yeah, we definitely didn't just cut.
What about RoboCop? He's this cop guy, right?
He's a cop. He's a cop. He's a metal man. He's a metal man who shoots things.
He's a cop, and then he gets in a terrible, basically almost mortally wounded accident.
Is he a cop?
He's a cop. He's
Are you sure?
detective or cop. Yes, he is.
Okay. Well, he gets blown up,
He
right?
gets- in the reboot, he gets blown up. I can't remember if he gets blown up or just messed up. He gets mortally wounded. And
No, he gets wounded, and then they're like, "We have an experimental surgery for you if you want it."
to help you out, and then he basically
And he's like, "Okay."
and then he basically just becomes
He's a lungs, a nervous system, eyes, and a face,
in his
and a
face,
mouth.
face and brain. Yeah,
And then we get to see some of these other RoboCops that they tried to make.
that are like more mech city.
Yeah, more mech suity, and they all like, oh, there was stop motion in this too.
the old one. Yeah,
Yeah. There's stop motion in the older one, of where they're like taking off their helmets and it's like their face melts and they're like, ah,
I like
and they explode.
I like the design of the older one better than the new one.
Yeah.
I just think that the solid like chrome, silver, and then just like the basic like little face plate like armor thing over his head is super cool. And how he talks is very robotic, more than just kind of being semi-humanoid.
Yeah, and they do a really good job though in both movies portraying like dying humanity, I guess.
Because he like sort of has his humanity in the movie, and then he starts to lose it because he becomes
Yeah,
more.
he starts losing it really quickly.
It's the government, or it's like the corporation that made the robots that's wanting him to be more just robotic.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're basically just like a test trial. It's like if they have this, they can just make robot versions of it and not humanoid.
Yeah, and they could just be straight mechs, and it's like like crazy, like police force. He turns out to be actually like super. He was super efficient at his job.
He was so badass.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
He would have a pistol out of his leg, and he'd grab it like quick draw people.
Quick draw. He's got honing. Like he can like see what people are.
Yeah, and he was like the most effective thing they've ever made. And they made did they make a synaptic dampener in the first one?
I can't remember.
Because I know they made it in the newer one where they're like, all right, so we're gonna suppress all of his emotions and pretty much make him on robot mode.
I think that was kind of a new thing. I could be wrong. I haven't seen the old one. I rewatched the reboot because it was on TV, but I haven't seen the old one in a while.
Yeah, they end up having to, or he ends up beating the code, right? And he like
he gets
pulls
out.
his humanity
he
out of
gets
it
free. He frees his face
and kills all the dudes.
He kills just the one guy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was one guy who was in charge of it, and they kind of do the same thing with the reboot.
Yeah,
it's one guy in charge of it, and then I remember like the scene super well because it's like, you can't harm me. I'm an employee, and then like the main guy goes, nope, he's fired. He's like, see you later, and just like, or it's like,
yeah, see you later. Ping.
Some famous like line where it's like, well, you're no longer needed or whatever, and he just shoots him out the window and he falls. It's super cool.
You're obsolete. Bang.
Something close
like
to
that.
Yeah. But like I remember the
Some
first
sort
one.
of robot humor.
I've only actually seen the first one and the reboot. I think there's 5. No, because there's the 1, 2, 3. I don't think there's a 4th one. I think it's just.
I thought it was 4 because if you count the reboot, right?
4 with the reboot, I believe. I don't think there's a 4th RoboCop. I know that 2 and 3 were a thing, and I think 2 was okay and 3 was too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know, it's a solid franchise. It's really nice.
I just like RoboCop. He's a good
I
character.
love RoboCop. He's just fun.
He's my favorite cop. Like, I mean, the next person we're about to talk about, I love them more. But as like a cop, I care about this guy.
I care about They did a really good job humanizing him.
Yes.
Speaking of the next person, Inspector Gadget.
Oh,
yeah. He would fit in this.
I like the movie. I like the shows more because that was what I've been watching like in the middle of class. Inspector Gadget. I actually was gonna come up with a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't super into music. Like I mean, I've done music my entire life, but not like garage band, like
actually doing the music.
like music studio. But I was so interested in maybe doing a remix of the Inspector Gadget like thing with more like techno, like rap-esque. But I just couldn't get around to it.
Well, I mean, that'd have been cool.
I could probably do it now. He has like
Inspector Gadget.
Go Inspector. That'd be cool. I mean, listen, if I have the free time, I'll do it. But
we'll put it on the episode.
yeah, but he's more of a detective, not necessarily inspector. But
he's a straight robot, though, right?
no, he's a man with cybernetic implants.
I thought he had the same RoboCop treatment where he
I don't
was
think
he was a
I think
regular dude and he died.
I
Right?
don't even remember what the pilot was. I just remember that he was some guy. I think he's who just had cybernetic implants.
I think it was. I thought he got injured and they ended up rebuilding him, and it just made some of it because he's got like he's pretty much all
Go
robot.
gadget, springy legs. Go gadget.
Gun, bang. That's what RoboCop does.
I remember. I don't remember like what he is. I just remember being super kiddie. So I feel like they couldn't go with like, oh, you're mortally wounded.
Oh, I shot you and you're dead now.
I don't know. I just remember that I love the cartoons, and then I love them. I like the movie enough. I don't think I love it, but it's still cool. It's fun.
For sure, yeah. But I like
the
back to RoboCop. Back to RoboCop.
Yeah.
RoboCop is definitely a movie of its own, but it's not.
It's what? It's also an iconic character in like cinematic history.
Yeah, for sure. My roommate just got Chipotle. Oh, Chipotle. But yes, so it's a super iconic character and it's a super iconic role.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they've missed on his movies. He's been pretty faithful through both movies.
I think 3 was not that good. Like I have not seen it.
Yeah.
I just think it's not that good. Also, I feel like traditional fans, they're kind of split on the reboot, and I feel bad about that.
I like the reboot. I didn't mind it.
like the reboot. I didn't grow up with it. You know, I'm not old.
Yeah.
Or not older.
Calling people old now.
I know I'm kind of mean. But I'm just not. I was not in the generation that got RoboCop at the right time.
Yeah.
I had to grow up on it. I had to watch it a little bit later. I respect it. I love it. I'm just was not there. So I can see why maybe the reboot was a little unfaithful.
I just like the reboot because it's just a retake on a
I
classic
like it 'cause
character.
It's Joel McHale, Sam Jackson, Michael Keaton, a lot of good characters, like actors in the movie.
So I guess that'll move us into. We're just like going through movies today.
Sorry, not Joel McHale, Joel Kinnaman.
We're just going through movies. Like usually, what we do is we talk about like 2 or 3 on the podcast.
I like to kind of do those like quickies.
Yeah, I like the quick ones. I've got just a bunch down today. So let's talk about the Transformers, the entire series.
Transformers, robot in disguise.
Just kidding.
So yeah,
Talk about Terminator. That was debate. That was debate kill.
You know who? Yeah, our friend's gonna be like, yeah, Transformers, and then be like,
how dare you? He's gonna turn off the podcast.
He's gonna just report, like, put a comment on there, and be like, I was not okay with how you disrespected the Transformers. Listen, to our friend Kelvin, who's a big Transformers fan, when we do those movies, eventually, we will definitely have you on the
one day
the podcast to talk about it because you know probably more about it than we do. So
we're gonna do a whole episode about Shrek movies before that.
Shrek, Halloween, all that.
On the good stuff. But so yeah, Transformers,
Terminator. So have you seen all the movies?
I've not seen all the movies.
What was the last one you've watched? Because I can go through it and you can say yes or no. Want to do that?
Yeah, just go through them.
Terminator.
Yes.
T2.
Yes.
Terminator 3 Judgment Day.
No.
Terminator
4.
I've
seen Judgment Day.
Terminator, it's the lady one. The lady robot.
Yeah.
Terminator 4 Salvation.
No.
Terminator Genesis.
No.
Terminator Dark Fate.
No.
And there's also the Sarah Connor show.
I haven't seen that either.
Me neither, but I've seen all the movies. So technically I haven't seen in full Dark Fate. I've watched it enough. I watched up to 75% and then I watched the ending just clip wise. So I would give myself that I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm a big movie guy, so I think I tackle series like one by one.
Yeah, I guess let's just run through them, right?
Just 1 to 5?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you think of 1?
I liked it.
I like that
it's got a lot of charm to it still.
I like that the Terminator isn't a good guy.
Yeah.
I think that was a good introduction to maybe like in the next movies make him a good guy. That's smart.
I like that it's sorry. I like that it's convoluted. I like that time travel doesn't work 100% like how they want it to. So they'll send it back. He'll kill a dude. Now he's a good guy and he got sent back to save the dude.
I think you meant like how somehow the guy was the dad all along.
Oh no.
Like how I forgot his name. His name is oh goodness, this shows how much of a Terminator fan I am. The father of John Carter.
Yeah, Arnold.
No. He's not the dad.
Yeah, the Terminator, yeah.
He's not the dad.
Yeah, he is.
His name is something else. Stop playing with me. You keep talking while I just interrupt you.
Okay. So I enjoy the effects even for the movie. I think they've aged.
Kyle
pretty all right.
Reese.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Kyle Reese.
He's the dad of he's the guy who goes back in the first one.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like a Terminator, it's Kyle Reese goes back to save Sarah Connor. That's the concept of the first one.
I like all the effects in them. I think they're pretty solid.
I'm so jealous that like I don't know if we'll ever get to even like where we are right now.
Yeah.
Sure, there's a lot of practical stuff going on. We probably won't get to work with practical stuff anymore. It was very big, and they had some computer stuff.
Probably not a crazy amount of practical, but we can still like make
Do
scripts for it, of course.
Yeah, and so we could do it with like if you have a lower budget, it's gonna be all practical. But I just think that like I really liked how like it was either stop motion or it was like costumes or something, or like it was just little drawn lasers from film. It was cool.
Yeah,
and I think that like dude, the skeleton T800 design is iconic.
It's spooky. I love the the thumbs up is iconic when it goes down to the lava.
And the second one,
yeah, that's for the second one, of course. But yeah, that's also stop motion. They stop motion the skeleton rig for that.
I feel like but I just think it's so cool. I think the first one, I don't know if you want to rank them because we haven't seen them all. I think the first one is probably like number 3 for me.
Yeah, for sure. I like the second one probably the most out of everyone I've seen. I like the second one.
I would say it's probably 3 or 2 for me. The second one, the second one's my favorite. I think that the Terminator being a hero is cool. He's got a good relationship with John Carter.
It's such a good watch back to back as well.
Oh yeah,
because you go from like hating this dude to loving him,
and then you also see how cool Sarah Connor is.
Yeah,
because she goes from being the scared waitress lady to
I have to kill this Terminator.
Super cool army grunt chick.
Yeah.
Who has been insane. Like people thought she was insane.
Yeah,
and then her son comes and saves her. Also, my favorite Terminator is the T1000. Just like the liquid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the chrome.
It's so cool.
Super dope. I like whenever it goes through the bars.
That scene is still super cool now.
Yeah.
I like that, and I also like where like when there's the big truck crash, like the chasing on the bike, and then he comes out and he's just like walking through fire.
Oh yeah,
You can't kill him besides like freezing him and then like melting him.
And even then, it really doesn't. I don't think it really kills him because it's liquid metal, right? Like it's like
only thing that can really kill him is like melting him like in hot magma. Freezing him doesn't kill him, and then acid, which happens in the 5th one in Genesis. But it's super cool.
Yeah, and then
3's kind of mid. I don't think it's that good.
Yeah, I don't remember 3.
So 3 he's a teenage or a 20-year-old John Connor. Sarah Connor I think is dead, and it felt disrespectful, not because it had a lady Terminator. That was fine. She was a cool little character. The Terminator felt too goofy, like as Arnold's character. They gave him this love interest, which like makes sense. But the biggest thing to me was that in Terminator 2, they go and stop Judgment Day. Yet in 3, it's Judgment Day can't be stopped. Like what we fought for was for nothing.
Yeah.
And we just have to save as many people as we can. And so that was I felt unfaithful.
Yeah, it seems weird because like I said, it's very convoluted because it's got all that like time, like we're doing time stuff.
It also was so many years later. Somebody's at the door.
Someone's at the door.
But yeah, I think 3. I still enjoyed 3. I just don't think it's like I'm a little disrespected as like a fan.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or
we're gonna just cut this segment out. Bro, what the heck?
Bro.
We just kind of started, bro. We're gonna cut this bit, but gosh dang it. Be quiet.
Can I make a cameo?
No.
All right, be quiet, bitch.
So, Terminator 4.
We didn't cut there. There's no cut.
Please cut. My mom will get mad. And she likes Zion. So we're gonna say right here, what's the time? What's the time?
Oh, we're at 49.
49 cut. At 50 we'll go. Okay?
I'll put on 47, we'll cut.
47 cut, 49 is like where we cut. Like 50 is where we're gonna pick back up.
Anyways, Terminator movies.
I think we cut again, don't worry about it. 4, I don't okay, so here's the thing. I had a very rough relationship with 4. Because
it was a rocky relationship.
Yeah, because I at first did not like 4. I thought it was the worst in the series. I was so.
You thought it was worse than 3?
I just didn't like where it was going. I thought it was very low. I think it was a lower budget. Maybe I was wrong. It just felt like so much time has passed. I was like, why are we making a fourth one? But I think I started to learn to love it a bit more. I don't think it's amazing. I still have some more favorites above that, but I like Christian Bale being John Connor
Yeah.
in this apocalypse-ridden world. I think the robots are pretty cool. I'm kind of a fan. I'm not a big fan of like he's kind of a half cyborg Terminator. Like the main character is this new Terminator guy. We only have a small cameo from Arnold as like the T-800. It's because they're in the time now. They're in the future.
Yeah.
This is the apocalypse that they're in now.
So the cool thing with the movies as well is you can kind of just not watch them in order. It doesn't really matter.
I mean,
you could skip 3.
I would say you need to watch 1, 2, and 3 in order.
I don't know. Oh, well, yeah, I guess maybe 3.
Well, then
you
you
could
have-
probably just not watch 3.
Well, then you have to do If you don't want to watch Dark Fate, you don't have to. But Dark Fate takes place after 2. It's a bit of a requel.
Yeah, but I don't think you need it though for the complete story, right?
If you're going in with that timeline, there's like 4 different timelines in the whole series.
Yeah,
And
it just always gets reset, so you don't really. You can cut out a lot of the
you
movies.
could just say, "Hey, let's watch a Terminator movie," and you could slightly explain the plot of like
any of them.
this Terminator gets sent back to save John Connor, who's the leader of the Resistance.
Or it's this Terminator gets sent back to kill John Connor.
Yeah, who's the leader of the Resistance?
Or the Resistance. It's one or the other.
That's why I'm just kind of like, I kind of like that and hate that about the Terminator films, but it's more about the characters and the action and like the just kind of like creativity that came in with James Cameron's creation. He's the same guy behind Avatar, same guy behind Titanic. It's just really cool.
Yeah, for sure. I just enjoy the whole shebang of the franchise. I think it's just a solid franchise. I think it's an iconic franchise, and it's going to always be iconic. I mean, killer robots that come back from
I think
out of time. You know what I mean?
I also think sorry. I also think that this solidified Arnold as a movie star.
Yeah, it definitely did.
I think he was in other stuff. I think he was in Conan and Big Little Hercules or something. It was like smaller movies. This one solidified him. And then they started like, we want that guy in all the other movies. And then he would come back. You know, he was always happy to be in the other Terminator movies. I don't know. I'm very happy that we got Arnold from this, because I feel like if he wasn't in the Terminator, he would be still in other stuff. He wouldn't be as big. And
No, he wouldn't.
That'd be sad. Because
I mean, he doesn't really need the Terminator movies, I guess. Because I mean, he also has Predator.
Yeah, but I think that came out before. Like, I mean,
Terminator
Terminator.
came out after.
I think
Terminator 1.
Well, whatever it was, I think it really was a big boost for his career. I mean, he was in Predator, but also Predator. After Predator 1, he wasn't in any more of them.
Oh yeah, but I think he got the role from Predator 1 because he was the Terminator. No, it might be the other way around.
I think it was.
I think
he looked a bit younger in Terminator.
Yeah.
So he got Predator, and then he's got all these other movies like Commando and stuff. I think Terminator really solidified him as, and it's such a great character too. I think he's.
Yeah, no, I think it's I think his character is actually super solid in the movie itself.
Yeah, and then also 5. I'm just kind of finishing up the movie things. 5 was like, I think 5 is cool though. People don't like 5, and I get it, but I think 5 was neat because it was like a what if Terminator thing. It was like, what if John Carter didn't go back in time, or he couldn't save his mom and he became a Terminator himself? What if Sarah Connor already knew about Judgment Day and had a robot here who was sent back to save her? What if Kyle Reese was the one in trouble? What if there was it wasn't necessarily Judgment Day, it was this robot Genesis. I think it was a cool concept. There's obviously some pokes that you can make in the holes of the stories, and also the timeline's super blunt. But I like the cast, I like the action, I like everything. I think this works. That's why Terminator Genesis for me, because there's only 5 movies or something, there's 6, is why it's number 3 or 4 for me.
Yeah.
Because I just like that idea. I like the action, I like the cast. It worked for me. If it didn't for others, I fully understand. I can see why some people have it at the bottom of their list. But I thought it was just a creative thing where it's like, what are we going to do now? We've already saved the world from the storyline. Having it be this new idea is cool, which I thought was also a burden for the last movie, which was Dark Fate. But I do like though that they brought back the OG Sarah Connor.
Yeah, no, like I said, I haven't seen this one yet, so
it's pretty good. I mean, there's some issues with it. I think some people do hate it though because it's an all-woman cast, and that spoiler, John Connor dies. Like it starts with
what?
So it starts with like the end of Terminator 2 and they're chilling out. And then there's a copy of the Terminator that looks like, the Arnold's character that kills John Connor. And even though Judgment Day is stopped, there's a new one. So the new John Connor is this other chick. And there's also this like cyborg woman character. They definitely try to push like the feminine vibe to it, but also
The feminine vibe.
but also like it's Terminator. Go with what you want. It's cool. I also thought the Terminator was really cool. He can like split into either a liquid form or solid form. So that was really cool. I thought the action was there. It was a little cheesy at times, but that is the Terminator franchise too.
So before we cut to our ad break, I'd like to play a little game with you.
We're doing the game? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So last week, we already did this, but I had this game planned the exact same week that you had yours planned.
Guess the soundtrack?
Guess the soundtrack, but I changed it.
Okay.
We're doing fight music.
So it's like, is it but like it's robot movies or is it fight music in general?
It's robot movies.
Okay, I was about to say I can guess Gladiator. Gladiator. Not Gladiator? Okay, so wait, how many are there?
So we're gonna be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be out of 5.
Okay.
And I might add an extra one if I think about it.
A bonus one. Okay.
Bonus one. All right. So here is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to get this one pretty
Do I
quick.
get 3 guesses?
Yeah.
Okay. RoboCop. No. Wait, I get 3 guesses.
Yeah.
Can I give you a hint to sacrifice a guess?
Yeah, we can do a hint.
I'll do a hint. I'll sacrifice a guess.
All right. The main character has orange on him. No, I can continue playing.
Chappie.
Yeah, it is Chappie. Yeah,
I remember
nice.
he has a little staple of orange.
got a little thing of
the
orange.
tag in the ear. Yeah.
All right.
I never really knew the soundtrack very well besides like the artists and stuff.
Yeah, and then I think you'll get this next one really easily.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was Chappie. That was
What?
Sorry, my roommate has
It's
a Batman
Batman
cowl on right now, and he just came around and looked at the kid and goes, I flew up. All right.
So 1
here's
point.
the next one.
Okay.
You got 1 point. 1 point on you. You should know this one.
Pacific Rim.
It is, yeah, it is Pacific Rim.
I know my Pacific Rims.
Yeah,
we haven't
it's
talked
Pacific
about
Rim.
it yet, but I know
Dang,
Pacific
you
Rim.
just blew out the mic.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's Pacific Rim. Yeah, which is one of my all-time favorite movies ever.
It's my favorite robot movie ever. I know it's dumb, but I like it. I like kaijus fighting giant robots.
For sure.
Okay, next one. I'm amped. I'm pumped, bro. You already got me pumped after Pacific Rim.
So you've got 2.
2 out of 5. Very techno vibey. RoboCop.
Nope.
I'll take a hint.
Full chrome bodies. Super chrome.
This could be like a super divisive thing. I'm gonna go with Terminator.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I know the characters. I don't know if. I think the only.
So that's the battle music that they play whenever they're doing the end of the world scenario.
That's fair. I think when I think of the Terminator, I think of like the beginning, like little trumpet soundtrack or whatever, like. Do 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 do. Transformers.
Nope.
No.
Not Transformers.
I spoke too early.
Not Transformers.
Sounds very space-esque. I want to play it safe because I have 2 guesses.
Yeah, no worries.
I can do a hint, and I feel like I've been very successful when doing a hint. But
Do you want to do a hint?
I'm gonna listen for like 5 more seconds.
5 more seconds. The beginning kind of gives it away if you think about it.
I'll take a hint.
Very, very new movie. Very new.
New, like new.
Yeah, new.
Like how new?
Like 2020 up.
Is it the mother thing?
Nope.
Well, that's it.
That is it. So that one was the theme for Mechagodzilla from the new movie Kong.
Kong versus
Godzilla, where Mechagodzilla's in it.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not even a big fan of that movie. Sorry, y'all. I kind of don't want to watch it again. I don't have anything super bad against it. I just prefer the other 3 movies than that one. Okay, so I missed one, so I have an 80%. I can get an 80 if I get this next one right.
An 80. Oh no, it's an ad. It's an ad. We got stopped right at the end. Yeah, so you got Pacific Rim, you missed Mechagodzilla,
I got
Chappie,
and I got Terminator.
and you got Terminator. So there's one left, and you're gonna get an 80% if you hit this one.
I need to shoot for that 80, get that B. RoboCop.
No.
Oh wait, whoa! I know this. Transformers.
Yeah.
The patriotic thing.
Yeah, the super patriot. Yeah.
I was thinking like it was.
I am Optimus Prime.
To my brothers in the sky.
To my brothers in the sky.
I'm just thinking of that one song, like What I've Done. It's like the end of the Michael Bay song. Dun, 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 honey, what I've done. Like that's what I think about Transformers.
So on your awesome win, I guess let's cut to an ad break.
Thank you for giving me 80%.
Yeah.
But also get mad. Here's an ad.
Get mad. Here is an ad. All right, welcome to another ad break. This is me, Christian, and Cooper from the Real Deal podcast. We'd like to give you all a big thank you for listening this far, and also we'd like to shout out a couple special people. So first up, we have Sammy Hearn on Instagram, our current teacher right now, and she has been super nice to repost all of our stuff. And Create Zion, one of our good close friends, who is also on Instagram. Please go follow those two in the description below.
We also have NOC College of Art, our school supporting us, reposting every episode. Very thankful. And also the studio we are using currently, Popstart Nashville. So go check all those accounts out on the Instagram. Thank you very much, and continue to listen.
Yeah, and please make sure to follow the Real Deal podcast on Instagram. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was a quick ad break. That was nice.
I don't know those guys in the ad, but they sound pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. That Cooper guy sounded kind of hot.
Oh. Hopefully people listening to the podcast will also think that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Any boyfriend-free girls, just let us know.
We'll take applications.
You'll take applications?
We'll give them out like a document they can sign.
And e-doc, just tell us if you're in our area.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
We got to find Cooper a mate. All right.
That's just an episode on the podcast. We're just going through like
Cooper's quest for love.
Do that, but also talk about like romantic comedies. I'd be down for that.
I love romantic comedies. Anyways,
anyway,
about cool robot movies.
Robot movies. Woo!
That was so loud on the bike.
I was trying to get super pumped for robot movies.
Oh yeah, woo, robot movies. Okay.
Woo, robots.
All right, so for robot movies,
it's the next on the list, man.
We're on the big robot movies.
So we talking like Power Rangers, Zoltron, Voltron.
I didn't even think to put them on here.
Coltron.
I put Transformers, Pacific Rim, Iron Giant, Mechagodzilla, and
the giant spider.
That's it. That's
the giant spider from Wild Wild West.
Oh yeah, and the real steel.
Real steel.
Real steel.
Someone's saying Star Wars, but they're not really big robots in there.
The regular sized robots.
Yeah, kind of. So wait, which one are we doing first? Want to do Transformers?
I think we should do Iron Giant last because that's kind of fresh on the brain.
Yeah. So let's do Transformers first. Get it out of the way.
All right, it sucked. Okay, next thing.
Okay, and so we'll go a little bit into it. So we'll talk. We want to make an episode about Transformers, but we will say I like Transformers as a whole. I like the movies, some of the movies. I like the TV shows. I like the characters. I like the comics. I like the 90s TV show, and I like Bumblebee.
I like the shows a lot, and then I don't think the Transformer movies themselves are bad. The
Michael Bay movies.
I don't even think they're bad. I think they're just.
I don't think they're bad. I think there's just his style. It's like you don't like his style. You're kind of. I do like 1. I think 3 is pretty cool. 4 and 5 kind of get a little wonky, and then I like Bumblebee. I think it's really solid.
I think Bumblebee is super solid. So yeah, my girlfriend, or I guess my fiance, was telling me, was telling me about
Yeah.
Bumblebee and stuff, and we were just talking about the character himself.
Oh, they were saying Haley Steinfeld. I was like, yeah, she's pretty cool too.
No, she or Bumblebee is a superhuman transformer. So he's very close to us, and he can't really translate to them or to humans very well. So it's a good anchor point for the audience to be attached to.
He's neat.
Yeah,
he's the guy.
he's kind of the closest thing to a human that there is in the Transformer lineups.
Yeah, he is.
Besides the
Optimus
chick who turns into a mech from the third
second
movie
one.
or the second
You're
movie.
saying the girl from college.
Yeah.
The Decepticon. Yeah, that was kind of weird. They never do that again. I mean,
They don't mention it either. They never bring it up
over
again.
With the car, she's gone.
Yeah,
so
they never bring it up again.
they ran it over because they saw it was kind of a weird idea.
Yeah.
So they were like,
but we're gonna have a whole episode on Transformers and stuff. This wasn't really the main
it's just
thing in this one that I wanted to talk about.
Compliment it and acknowledge that it is a very cool big robot.
I like the
thing.
whole everything, all Transformers.
I like
stuff.
the anime. So there's like an anime. It's dubbed, but
Yeah.
it's about Cybertron and stuff. It's like before Transformers.
Yeah, did you watch the I think it was a Netflix show
That's
where
what it
they
was.
had it wasn't the anime one. It was an animated one.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and it was like the more rounded.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw
and
it.
they all
So it
had humans that they were hanging out with, and there was the bike.
No.
Oh,
so I was thinking,
yeah, that
sorry,
one.
I'm wrong.
Yeah. So the one I was thinking of is where they have a Grimlock. They have the purple bike chick. I don't remember her name.
Bike chick.
Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, I think is the cast out of it.
I've seen a lot of the shows. I mean, I missed one or two, but I grew up.
There's a
on
lot. Yeah, there's a lot of Transformers media out there. If you don't enjoy the movies from our boy,
let us know.
Yeah, you could also just go maybe watch the shows. Maybe that's more up your alley.
Because the shows, I feel like the shows are more faithful. It gives it more time. Because there's so many Transformers. If you just put it in a movie, it's like, oh, who's that guy? Oh, this is his name. He shoots guns like this. That's
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, that's all you get from the Transformers movies. So I feel like, go watch the shows. Do it
For sure,
justice.
yeah.
Or go watch GoBots. Those are not as big, but those are pretty cool.
Don't go watch GoBots.
Okay,
That's
we
bad.
don't have to talk about GoBots then.
Yeah,
Digimon,
yeah, that's right.
That's kind of robotic. I mean, that's more fantasy.
Digimon? No, that's more like Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Tech.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, we should definitely do an episode where we're talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like children's games that are turned into shows.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd love to do that because Digimon has the what is the? It's not Digimon. The circle Bakugans.
The ones with the balls.
Yeah, and you roll them out
That's
and they turn into.
Bakugan.
Yeah,
I would
Bakugans is pretty cool.
Bakugans, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Beyblade, all of them.
All the Mons.
All the Mons. We're gonna take one of those.
We'll do an episode for that
We'll do
sometime.
an episode later down the road. Yeah. But next
So,
one.
Yeah, so I didn't really want to talk about Transformers too much.
I didn't want to talk
just
about
because
it
it's gonna get its own episode. The whole franchise will get their own
mid.
thing. But let's talk about the new Godzilla movie.
So we're skipping. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move around a bit.
New Godzilla. So are we acknowledging the other Godzilla franchise, like the MonsterVerse?
We're talking about just the ones with Mechagodzilla. So the
Just
original
the one.
Mechagodzilla versus this one, I
so
guess,
the
is the best way to do
Japanese
it.
one, and then the new one that came out last year.
Yeah.
I like practical over CGI. I don't mind CGI. I think it looks dope. I just prefer like that they had put so much stuff in it. I wasn't a big fan of
So you prefer the suits to
Yes.
the
the guys in miniatures fighting and crunching. Yeah, that was so goofy and funny. I wasn't even like super educated on it. Like I know those existed before. I'm not like stupid.
Yeah.
But I never saw any. I never saw the OG Godzilla, OG King Kong, and then I went to New York 2020. I bought the very first movie of King Kong, and so I watched. I'm like, this is cool.
It's a rough movie.
the King Kong one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Godzilla is pretty solid.
So the original Godzilla, Gojira, is the species name, I guess.
Yeah.
They found some bones from a Gojira, and they put it in a metal chassis, and that's how they made the first Mechagodzilla, the one with like the fingertip missiles and stuff, and he just like rolled out.
It was cool though. It was cool with him.
Yeah. And you can see his original like bone teeth like in his mouth. But that's how they made the first one. But this time they put King Ghidorah's. They linked his brain to this, so it's technically King Ghidorah. It's technically Mecha Ghidorah, which is fine. That's the same vein, Mecha.
Godzilla, Mecha Ghidorah,
Yeah, Mecha Ghidorah, and then Mecha Godzilla.
It was
These
cool,
are
though.
two characters that are pretty much the same thing.
It's really cool though. I think in the new one that they made him very agile.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Because Godzilla's a big monster that
Yeah.
basically just runs around, falls down, does a little tail whip. It can go nuclear, but it didn't decide to go on it. But
Yeah, I like the new one a lot. That he's got to have. He's more of a biological threat than anything else, and also what's it called? He's super he gets on all fours and tail swipes and
I
stuff.
don't necessarily. I prefer the dragony look from the OG
Mhm.
one more than this kind of like salamander. It looked more like a salamander to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's made to look more like an iguana or like a salamander. Not an iguana. Iguana is the one that it's just Zilla. That's the American.
Then again,
version.
it's also like kind of
Yeah.
walking on all fours, so I get it. I just I was like, dang, bro, we were this the Star Wars meme. We were this close to perfection.
Yeah, and I mean he's bipedal for most of the movie, but when he's fighting King Kong because he's so agile,
Because
he has
fight.
to
He's got to fight two of them.
yeah, it's pretty rough.
But I think it was a cool movie though. I mean, I do say that like I prefer the old one because I'm just not a fan of the new movie. I like the MonsterVerse in general. I have a couple favorites, but this one just didn't stump me. I think they were like, listen, we know what you're here for. Big robot monster fighting
in daylight.
We don't necessarily care about the character, like the human characters.
Yeah.
But as someone who's like a film guy, I'm like, well, I like to see big robot monkey fighting, guy, people stuff. But it's like, how do you get there?
Yeah.
Like, what are the characters? You introduce some characters, you bring back some old ones that kind of are unnecessary. And I get it's like contract obligated, Hollywood producers, all that. But it's like, so you're saying I have to enjoy a fraction of the movie and the other part be kind of so-so about? Because then that doesn't make me want to rewatch the movie. It just makes me want to watch clips on the internet.
Yeah, and I think a movie that did the we're fighting monsters and there's robots, but our characters matter.
Power Rangers.
I was gonna say Pacific Rim.
I'm a big Power Rangers fan, but yeah, we can go back to Pacific Rim.
I'm doing more gritty.
They're gritty in 2017.
Movies. Yeah. But I would say Pacific Rim did a great job giving us
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, not Pacific Rim 2 though.
I don't like Pacific Rim 2. I think you have like my favorite movie and one of my least favorite movies.
Yeah. It's a crazy stark contrast because you have this first really well thought out universe where there's a rift between dimensions.
I also like that the Pacific Rims, the Jaegers, that's the type of the name of the robots. They are not. There's very few of them now because it's like the government pulled the plug on them.
Yeah.
It's like 4.
Yeah, there's I think there's
Gypsy Danger, Crimson
Gypsy
Typhoon.
Danger, yeah, and that's Typhoon.
Striker.
What's the Russian one? The big green one that has the.
I don't remember the name of it but it's like one of the older like first generation model ones.
I just know that all of the ones from that movie, they're also all old and clunky.
Yeah, I think that makes it
they're
look
like
more,
pretty agile.
They seem they're agile, but they seem robotic.
Yeah, I think they did an awesome job giving all of these robots weight in the movie.
Also, the lore is cool. Where it's like you have to sync. You can't just be by yourself. You have to sync like your
all
mind
of your memories
with
somebody
memories
else's.
with the pilot, and then that's what controls the robot. And then it's like if one goes down, basically you're done.
Yeah, and I like that it's not easy to beat up these kaiju.
Sometimes you have to have like 3 against 1, and that's just robots against a kaiju. Because there's different. There's levels. There's like wave 1, category 1, category 5.
Category 1, yeah, category 5, and then they have a category 6 at the end of the movie.
When they come out of the rift and they tear, that was super cool too. Where
and
it was
then
like
all of the kaiju in the movie are custom, right?
They're all specific, like different features about them.
So the first one that we see is Knifehead, and he is literally a kaiju with like a knife on its face.
It makes it look like it stabs the robot with its
stabs through Gypsy Danger and kills the dude's brother.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we start off, and we get to be introduced to a kaiju fight literally the first 10 minutes of the movie.
First 10 minutes. It's still Gypsy Danger, but they got like the old suits. It's years before when it's like kind of new.
It's straight up fight. I don't want to. I guess it's the best way to put it is like it's fight porn. Like it's the best way to put it.
That's fair.
Like it's kaiju. It's robots beating up kaiju the entire movie.
It's kaiju. Yeah, it's what you want. It's like it's big. It's just like I said. It's about Godzilla versus King Kong or it's about any of that. It's big monsters fighting each other. It's what you want. But at least with this one, they give you grounded, depthful
Yeah,
characters.
and the humans are fighting the kaiju. It's not just two kaijus fighting each
It's
other.
not just two big robots or anything.
Yeah.
There's humans in the suit that they have moments where it's like, we got to work together. We got to, they
And if
also
they don't
suck.
win, the Earth gets taken over.
Taken over by this colony of like a whole dimension
Yeah.
of kaiju.
And looking into the lore even more, I mean, it's cool because all the kaijus, they're sent here based off of a gladiatorial arena. And if they win in the gladiatorial arena, they'll be copied, like cloned, and they'll be sent to us.
They'll be something like bigger.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And then I like all the kaijus had names, even the ones that the flashbacks had names, and it's just nuts to me that like these kaijus who are malicious, they're malicious for human, like they want to kill humans, are like slowly evolving to like beat us.
They're getting better. They're like either learning or they're getting more powerful.
Yeah, and then we, our big boss of the thing was really like Leatherback, and what do they call the other one?
I can't tell you. I'm sorry.
It's like Aikyo or something. And they give it like a.
But they're like hefty Category 5, Category 6s, where they literally have to blow up one of their Jaegers to take them out.
Yeah, to kill one of them.
I also think that even like it's not even just. I think that's what makes it so good is that it's not even just the robot that like fight parts. That's cool. You get to know the characters. You get to know their struggles. I like the side plot with the scientist. I always forget his name, but it's the comedian who's doing the Mountain Dew ads now.
Yeah,
He's who's like in Horrible Bosses. His side plot where he's like he finds out what the plan is by like syncing with or drifting is what they call it with a kaiju brain is super cool. And then also going to like downtown Tokyo. It's so cool. I think it was such an awesome thing. And the second one just didn't have the same taste. It didn't have the same rhythm. It was kind of also unfaithful to the new one or the old one.
for sure. Yeah.
And I have it in my DVD collection. I came as a double feature, but I will never, unless the director or someone from the old cast says, let's watch the new one.
Mm-hmm.
I will never watch the second one willingly.
Yeah, I would never do that again. But some of the kaiju names
of the just in general, yeah.
Yeah, so there's the kaijus, there's the precursors,
Yep.
which are the big bads of the other universe. There was the Pacific Rim anime, which I don't know if you ever watched, but there's a kaiju mixed with a human, which is pretty dope. Then they have Slater, which is our Category 6 that is protecting the rift. It's the one with the hammerhead type head and three tails. Otachi is the winged one.
The one that took them up to this space when they used the sword. Yep.
Yeah, and then that comes with Leatherback.
Yep.
Knifehead's our very first one that we see, and then Trespasser was the one with the big cone that cuts through the wall that they built, and it got right through it.
Yes. Yep.
Then there was one from the anime called Apex, which was it's a different kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was the baby kaiju that was inside of Otachi.
Yep.
Breacher, which was that was the one that went through the thing. Trespasser was one of the first kaiju. Breacher was the one that had the weird shaped head, and it went right through the wall in like 3 hours.
And then there's like I remember that. See, that's the thing. The newer Pacific Rim, they don't really. I mean, I don't really care about naming all the things, but like it's fun. It's fun to give them names, to give them like kind of like this character's kind of this kaiju, this monster is kind of unique. With the other one, it was like what drones, like mini Jaegers were like infected.
Yeah. So no, they were full size Jaegers.
No, they were smaller. They were like little white ones.
Yeah, but they weren't small. They were huge.
They were not bigger than like Gyps, like some of the bigger.
No, I don't think they were they were the same size as Gypsy, I think.
Smaller. There was a copy. There was a copy. It was like a black, like Gypsy copy.
Oh yeah, but it's smaller than Gypsy, but it's still bigger than the Rolly one that they had at the beginning.
Yeah, bigger than those, but it was still like somewhat smaller.
Like 23 feet compared to like 50 feet.
Yeah, and it was like
and they were getting taken over
they were
by
infected
kaijus.
by the brains, the virus, or whatever.
And after in this first movie, one of our scientists drifts with a kaiju brain.
Yep.
And because of that, in the second movie,
he goes crazy.
I
hate that.
Yeah,
because
I didn't like it at all. Yeah, it was just. I don't know. I understand the reasoning for having him be influenced by it, but man, it was just they should have made it to where gypsies and stuff like Gypsy Danger was like maybe they were like put on display, and all the other because the kaijus were stopped. They were like fully stopped.
The rift was torn. And it's
So-
only because of him that it came back.
I don't, and it's not explained well on why they kept the because they become a police force, right? All the
They basically got more funding for it, and
Yeah.
I guess just like in the fear that they might come back.
yeah, but also like I get being prepped for it, but they're like actively like walking the streets. Like that doesn't make any sense, especially with how weary the world. It doesn't matter. They stopped in the first movie. Before the movie started, they stopped like 4 or 5 kaiju. They did some of them with like nukes and stuff because they didn't have the robots yet.
That's the thing was like, yeah, they had to like literally like, it took them also a longer time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, I guess, is like the bigger robots were able to take them out in like a day or 2.
Yeah,
And
for
then,
sure.
Like, the other one, the fighting took like, what you would take Godzilla, it's like a week or like a
Yeah,
month.
and that's the thing is like whenever you meet a kaiju out in the wild with the Jaegers, it's a fight to the death. There's no in between.
Because they kill a lot of the Jaegers, which is also shown so coolly. You know, they rip off an arm and blow, or they even, I think they bite the Crimson Typhoon, the red one with the
Yeah,
three guys in
yeah,
it.
they do.
They bite it and they actually just get torn apart. The Russian one, they get like drowned or something underwater.
The Russian one, Leatherback comes up and crushes its head in.
It pushes them underwater. Remember,
Yeah.
and then they blow up and it crushes.
Yeah, and he has like an EMP and stuff. But
and then
Pacific Rim's a great
I think
franchise.
the first one is so good. I wish I would have. This thing, it was one of those movies because I have a few that I wanted a sequel so badly. So when
Me
I heard
too.
about it, and I
Yeah,
saw the trailer, I was like, it's different, but it's cool. And
they
then
made all the new robots really
they
fast.
made them too agile.
They made the story dumb. Like it just didn't make
They made
sense for the
kinda
characters.
selfish.
It's just watch the first one. Don't watch the second one.
Just think that just when you look at Pacific Rim, look at it as like it's a awesome standalone blockbuster movie, and there were no other ones made ever.
Yeah. So for the last thing on the podcast, because we're hitting that 19-minute mark on this end here,
Is
Iron Giant.
Superman.
Superman.
So you
I just showed you this movie.
Because I never saw it. I mean, listen, I've heard of it. It's impactful. I play multiverses. I know what it is. I've just never watched it in full. I've seen the
Yeah.
clips. I know that, spoiler, he dies. Kind of. He comes back at the end. But,
Nobody dies in the movie except for the
well,
dudes in
except
the
for some
tank.
tank people. Yeah. But yeah, I never saw it in full. But I knew it was a very impactful film. I know it was very big.
Yeah.
And so Christian was like, we're watching this. Like, this is the robot movie that we're going to watch. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So we sit down and watch. It's like only an hour and a half long. It's good.
It's a solid movie. It holds up.
It holds up.
We follow the story of Hogarth as he discovers this iron behemoth from the sky.
And it's so nice, though, too.
Yeah, and we're still dealing with the Red Menace and stuff like that, and it pays homage to a lot of these where it's like, oh no, is it a super weapon from Russia or what?
That's why the army was super probably skeptical of it.
Yeah, and it's just this big, awesome movie. The villain, he's incompetent, but also he's fun to watch. I like him a lot.
I like the one little series of shots, the sequence where like look who's staying with us. He's like, hey, Sport, hey, Slugger, and every like chance.
and he's like, so what are you talking about? How
hey,
big the
man,
robot was?
It's
Yeah.
just it's basically just like chaotic, but it's funny because he has that like sense of.
Hogarth gives him laxatives.
Does he?
Yeah, he put him in the milkshake whenever he crushes him up.
Oh, okay. I think about that. Yeah.
It's just it's a solid movie. It's one of those movies that's kind of stand to the test of time, and I think it should be something everybody watches. You should show your kids. You should let them watch
I
it.
think it's just because
It explains death
It
really
explains-
well.
It explains death and how like, but not like in a gruesome way where it's like because they don't show any blood. It's a deer dies and gets shot by a hunter, and
Yeah.
it's awful. And it's like, well, don't mess around with it. It's like, but it's also like something you treasure life, treasure.
Yeah.
And also it's kind of like nice where it's like this boy showed like just like mercy and love to a big, threatening. It's a world killer robot that because he did that, their planet was basically probably saved. If he didn't.
Yeah, if he'd gotten his memories back just while being out there, he would have probably just went right back onto his mission prerogative.
Yeah, and that would have been bad.
Because he almost killed Hogarth. I mean, he pulled a gun. You know what I mean? He could have just killed him.
It's me. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's me, Hogarth. And he dies.
I don't remember you.
I don't know. I am super bad.
I am Groot.
Yeah, Vin Diesel does his voice, which
Jen-
is really
Jen
funny.
Aniston plays the mom, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't like that the hair of her color changes.
Yeah, we
I'm
noticed
sorry.
some animation inconsistencies with hair
But it's
color
also
and
the
eye
It's
color.
also the 90s.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a break. It's a classic movie,
It's a classic. You can't really argue it's a classic.
but I think you guys should all go check out
All these
Iron
movies.
Giant, Pacific Rim. Don't watch the Transformers because they're bad. Watch Mechagodzilla
Yep.
if you want. Watch the whole series. Chappie, RoboCop, the Terminator movies. Go watch Wall-E for sure if you haven't seen it for whatever reason. I Am Mother is something I think you should go watch. I'm gonna make Cooper watch it here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Go watch Astro Boy. But this has been the Real Deal Podcast.
Thank you guys for watching so much.
Thank you guys so much for being here at the end. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really does help us out a lot. And yeah, if you enjoy the content or you want to see something specific, please put it down in the comments below.
We're here every Tuesday for you guys. I'm Cooper,
I'm Christian.
and this has been the Real Deal Podcast. Out.